Have you ever felt someone thinking of you before anything was ever said? A sudden warmth, a quiet pull, a thought that wasn't entirely your own, arriving out of nowhere, like a whisper carried across an invisible bridge. What if that moment wasn't an accident? What if it was a signal? Imagine waking up in the middle of the night with a heavy heart, only to learn the next morning that someone you love was hurting at that exact moment. Imagine thinking of a friend you haven't spoken to in years, seconds before your phone lights up with their name. Imagine standing in a new place you've never been, yet feeling the unmistakable sense that you've lived that moment before. Most people dismiss these experiences as coincidence. But what if coincidence is simply the language of a deeper connection we haven't learned to read yet? Human beings have crossed oceans, mapped the stars, decoded the atom, yet the greatest mystery remains the one within us. Our ability to reach one another without words, without touch, without time. This book, this journey, begins with a single radical idea. Distance is not a barrier. Time is not a barrier. The human mind is limitless. Telepathy is not fantasy. It is not magic. It is not something reserved for mystics, monks, or the spiritually gifted. It is a natural part of being human. Buried in intuition, hidden inside memory, felt in dreams, seen in déjà vu, and experienced every time your heart knows something before your mind does. You have lived telepathy your entire life. You just haven't had the words for it. In the next pages, you will explore the vast and intimate world of remote connection, how thoughts travel, how dreams open portals, how memories intertwine across generations, how intuition becomes a language, how connection transcends space, distance, and even time itself. This is not about controlling others or reading minds. It is about understanding the invisible threads that bind us, threads made of emotion, intention, vibration, and awareness. Threads you have always felt. So, as you settle into this listening experience, take a slow breath. Feel your mind soften. Feel your awareness widen. Because what you are about to explore isn't just information, it is something your soul already knows. This is the beginning. This is the doorway. This is remote connection, where your inner voice meets the voice of another, where intuition becomes understanding, and where the boundaries of time and space quietly fall away. Let us step into that quiet. Let us step into that knowing. Let us step, together, into the invisible world within. Part 1. Introduction. Every one of us has lived moments we couldn't explain. Moments that felt strangely aligned, impossibly timed, or deeply connected to another person, even when miles apart. These moments seem small, a passing thought, a sudden emotion, a brief flash of intuition, but they point towards something far greater, the mind's ability to reach beyond the physical world. This introduction invites you into that possibility. Telepathy, at its core, is not about reading minds. It is about resonance. It is about the way two people can share an emotional wavelength, the way intention can travel from one heart to another, the way dreams, memories, and feelings weave themselves into a shared space that exists beyond the limits of language. Throughout history, cultures across the world have recognized this invisible connection. From indigenous traditions that spoke of shared visions, to Eastern philosophies describing collective consciousness, to modern neuroscience exploring the mysteries of intuition, humanity has always sensed that our minds are not isolated islands. In today's world, we are hyperconnected yet deeply disconnected. We can message instantly, but still miss the emotional truth beneath the words. We can be physically close, yet mentally worlds apart. Telepathic connection offers something profoundly different, a felt communication, a knowing that bypasses misunderstanding and reaches directly into presence. In this audiobook, you will explore the true nature of telepathy beyond myth and fiction, cultural and scientific perspectives that illuminate how minds connect, how thoughts may travel through vibration, intention, and shared consciousness, the role of dreams as gateways beyond physical boundaries, the mysteries of déjà vu and temporal overlap, The power of memory, personal and collective, in shaping connection. Techniques to enhance intuitive and telepathic sensitivity. The future of human connection. You will learn to distinguish imagination from intuition, emotion from resonance, coincidence from synchronicity. Most importantly, you will learn that telepathy is not something to acquire, it is something to remember. Something already within you, waiting for stillness, intention, and awareness to bring it into focus. As you listen, allow yourself to approach each idea with openness rather than skepticism. Not blind belief, but curiosity. Not certainty, but exploration. Telepathy is not here to give you control. It is here to give you connection. And in a world starving for genuine connection, that may be the most important ability we rediscover. The foundations of remote telepathy. Opening of Part 1. Entering the invisible field. When we first step into the world of remote telepathy, it feels like walking into a room filled with a soft hum, something familiar, something ancient, something we have always sensed but never quite understood. The foundations of telepathy are not built on fantasy, but on a subtle truth that humanity has carried across centuries. We are connected in ways deeper than the physical world can show. Part 1 of Remote Connection uncovers the roots of that connection. It explores 4 intertwined gateways. The nature of telepathy itself. How thoughts travel across space and consciousness. Dreams as portals to telepathic awareness. Temporal phenomena like déjà vu that hint at nonlinear time. Together, these chapters form the groundwork of your understanding, preparing your mind for deeper awareness and opening your inner senses to what has always been available to you. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The nature of telepathy. Telepathy, at its core, is not the dramatic mind-reading displayed in movies. It is not loud. It is not forceful. It is not intrusive. Instead, telepathy is the quiet exchange of emotional, intuitive, or symbolic information between two minds, information that bypasses words, logic, and physical boundaries. 1.1 Telepathy as emotional resonance. Before telepathy is about thoughts, it is about emotions. Consider how you can sense when someone is upset even before they speak. You feel a sudden emotional shift when someone you love is hurting miles away. You know what your partner or sibling will say before they say it. This resonance is the foundation of telepathy. Telepathy is not built on language. It is built on feeling, on vibration, on subtle recognition. 1.2 Cultural roots of telepathy. Telepathy is not new. It appears in Egyptian priesthood traditions, where initiates communicated without speech. Native American teachings, where shared visions and silent wisdom were passed between tribal members. Buddhist concepts of interconnected consciousness and cities developed through meditation. Hindu understandings of Sankalpa, where intention radiates outward into reality. Indigenous folklore, where twins share thoughts across distance. Mystical traditions, where silence is a language of its own. Every culture knew one truth. The mind is not confined to the brain. 1.3 The collective unconscious. Carl Jung proposed the presence of a collective unconscious. This idea forms a key foundation for telepathy. We all draw from shared symbolic reservoirs. Our minds overlap more than they differ. Thoughts do not arise in isolation, they arise within a field. Connection is the natural state of human consciousness. Through this lens, telepathy becomes not a rare gift but a latent human ability dormant within all of us. 1.4 Scientific exploration. From the 1930s onward, scientists like J.B. Rhine, ESP experiments with Zener cards, Dean Radin quantum consciousness research, Edgar Mitchell and IONS minefield studies, sought to understand whether consciousness could act non-locally, meaning the mind might not be limited by distance. While not conclusively proven in the classical sense, thousands of documented anomalies suggest minds influence each other, emotions synchronize, intuition bypasses time. Signals can travel without physical medium. The conclusion? Telepathy is subtle, unpredictable, but undeniably present in human experience. Globe with Meridians Chapter 2: How Thoughts Travel. If telepathy exists, how does it work? This chapter introduces 3 mechanisms. 2.1 Mental vibrations. Every thought has a frequency. Every emotion has a tone. Every intention has an energetic signature. When 2 people resonate in similar frequencies, through love, shared memories, emotional attunement, or profound intimacy, their minds can synchronize. This synchronization creates a telepathic bridge, a channel of exchange, a shared emotional wavelength. Thoughts then travel not as sentences, but as impressions, feelings, images, energetic pulses. Telepathy is therefore not linguistic, it is vibrational. 2.2 Shared consciousness. Imagine consciousness as an ocean, and each human mind as a wave. The wave is unique, but it is not separate from the ocean. When 2 people connect deeply, their waves rise and fall together. Their emotional patterns overlap. Their subconscious communicates in symbols and impressions. This shared consciousness explains why we think of someone moments before they call, why empathy can be felt across continents, why loved ones dream of each other during key life events. Telepathy is simply the mind remembering its oneness. 2.3 Quantum entanglement, the metaphor. The book wisely notes that we cannot directly equate quantum physics with telepathy, but we can use it as a metaphor. Quantum entanglement shows 2 particles can influence each other instantly, even across astronomical distances, without physical transmission, without time delay. If matter behaves this way on the smallest scale, what might consciousness be capable of? The point isn't to claim telepathy is quantum. The point is, nature already defies classical limits. The mind may do the same. Crescent Moon Chapter 3: Dreams as a Gateway. Dreams are the mind unbound. In dreams, time dissolves, distance disappears, logic fades. Symbols communicate truth. This chapter explains 3 telepathic functions of dreams. 3.1 Lucid dreaming as conscious connection. When you become aware inside a dream, the mind becomes more receptive, more intuitive, less constrained by physical senses. In this state, people often meet loved ones, share symbolic experiences, receive intuitive knowledge, feel emotional downloads, access deeper layers of connection. Lucid dreams create a telepathic environment where 2 minds can meet without physical barriers. 3.2 Shared dreams. Shared dreams occur when 2 people dream of the same place, or the same event, or appear in each other's dreams with the same details. The book gives examples. Siblings dreaming of identical ancestral homes, poets sharing dream landscapes, couples having synchronistic dream sequences, emotional connections reflected in sleep. Shared dreams are not mere coincidences. They reveal the subconscious mind communicates across distance. 3.3 Dream interpretation as telepathic literacy. Dreams speak in symbols, archetypes, emotions, energetic imprints. Interpreting dreams helps you understand intuitive signals, interpret subtle telepathic messages, distinguish emotional echoes from imagination, decode symbolic communication. Dream interpretation becomes a tool to understand telepathic impressions, shared experiences, spiritual connections, subconscious communication. Dreams are not passive, they are portals. Chapter 4: Déjà vu and temporal connection. Déjà vu is more than strange familiarity. It is a temporal ripple. The book explores déjà vu as memory overlap, subconscious recognition, nonlinear time perception, fragments of parallel experience, telepathic temporal resonance. 4.1 Scientific roots of déjà vu. Neurology explains déjà vu as misfiring memory circuits, familiarity without recall, processing delays, But this does not invalidate telepathic or temporal interpretations. It only explains the mechanism, not the meaning. For point 2 time as nonlinear. Various traditions and theories propose that all moments exist simultaneously. The mind can access future echoes. Memories can arise from timelines not yet lived. Déjà vu may be a ripple from your future, a signal from someone connected to you, a moment of timeline convergence, an intuitive recognition. 4.3 temporal overlap and telepathy. Déjà vu often occurs during emotional peaks, spiritual awakenings, significant life decisions, synchronized connections. This suggests déjà vu is not random. It may be a moment of heightened awareness, a convergence of emotional states, a telepathic alignment in time. When two people experience déjà vu around each other or about each other, it may reflect their timelines touching, their emotional fields overlapping, their minds synchronizing beyond linear time. Part 2. The practice of telepathy. Part 1 laid the philosophical and metaphysical foundations of telepathy, its cultural origins, the mechanics of connection, the role of dreams, and the mystery of temporal overlap. Now we step into the heart of the practice. How memory, intuition, and inner stillness create the pathways that allow telepathy to flourish. This portion of the audiobook shifts from exploration to embodiment. It answers the question, how do we create real, repeatable telepathic experiences between people? Not fantasy, not imagination, but the subtle, natural communication already occurring beneath the surface of every human relationship. Let us begin. Brain Chapter 5. Memory and Connection. Memory is not just a record. It is a bridge. Every memory you carry contains emotional energy, an imprint that connects you not only to your past self, but to everyone who shared that moment with you. This chapter explains 3 profound truths. Memory is relational. Memory creates telepathic pathways. Shared memory strengthens mind-to-mind resonance. Small Blue Diamond 5.1 Collective Memory, the network we all swim in. Collective memory is the shared emotional archive of a group. It can be a family, a culture, a lineage, a nation, any group bound by shared stories and experiences. Examples: families remembering traditions or losses, communities bonded by hardship or celebration, cultural mythologies passed down generations, ancestors shaping intuition through inherited memory. These shared memories influence how we perceive the world, how we respond emotionally, how we connect telepathically, how we intuitively sense others without words. When two people carry the same emotional memory, their minds vibrate at a matching frequency. This synchrony creates a natural telepathic channel. Why it matters for telepathy? Because telepathy rides on resonance. And nothing creates resonance more powerfully than shared emotional history. Small Blue Diamond 5.2 Personal Memories, Telepathic Anchors. Your memories act like emotional magnets. Every time you recall someone with love, longing, gratitude, or pain, a subtle energetic signal is released. This is why you suddenly think of someone right before they contact you. Memories of a person appear when they're missing you. Two people remember each other at the same time. Past emotional bonds create present intuitive pulses. Memory is not passive. It is alive. The book illustrates this through deeply human examples. Example 1. A grandmother's story living through generations. A woman revisits a family story and feels emotions that weren't entirely hers. Her grandmother feels it too, affirming a telepathic resonance carried across decades. Example 2. Two friends hiking with identical emotional landscapes. They share similar childhood experiences of nature. Decades later, their thoughts and emotions synchronize effortlessly during silence because memory created the channel long before telepathy was conscious. These stories demonstrate a core truth. Memory is a telepathic container holding emotional energy over time. When you remember someone intensely, you touch the mind field you share with them. 5.3 Memory Retrieval, Strengthening the Telepathic Signal. The book teaches specific methods for accessing memories to strengthen connection. Meditation for memory recall. Quiet the mind. Soften emotional barriers. Invite old memories to rise naturally. Reconnect with the emotional signature of a person. Each retrieved memory reactivates a dormant telepathic thread. Visualization techniques. The book encourages imagining memories like movie scenes, emotional colors, symbolic landscapes. This activates subconscious intuition, key for telepathic clarity. Intention setting. Your intention directs your energy. For example, I wish to reconnect with the emotional bond between me and underscore. I open myself to shared memory and understanding. This primes the mind for telepathic resonance. Memory journaling. Writing memories crystallizes emotional detail, forming a clearer telepathic imprint. Dream reflection. Dreams often reveal shared memories, suppressed emotions, telepathic echoes from others. By recording and interpreting them, you increase awareness of subtle signals. The message is clear. Telepathy thrives on emotional clarity, and memory is the most powerful emotional amplifier we have. Windface Chapter 6: Techniques for Enhancing Telepathy. This chapter is the practical centerpiece of the entire book. It teaches how to consciously cultivate telepathic ability through inner stillness, visualization, mindfulness, and intentional awareness. There are 3 pillars: meditation, visualization, energetic attunement. Let's explore each one. Small Blue Diamond 6.1 Meditation, clearing the static. Telepathy is like radio communication. Meditation removes the static, so the signal becomes clear. When your mind is crowded, emotional, overstimulated, anxious, telepathic impressions become faint or distorted. But when you enter stillness, emotional fields soften, intuition strengthens, subtle impressions rise to the surface, awareness expands, empathy becomes sharper. Meditation becomes the gateway. Method summaries from the book. 1. Grounding meditation. Create stability, safety, and emotional openness. Steps. Relax the body. Breathe deeply. Visualize roots extending into the earth. Release mental noise. This grounding allows your mind to send and receive telepathic impressions without overwhelming you. 2. Attunement meditation. Aligns your emotional frequency with someone else. Steps. Bring their image gently to mind. Breathe with awareness. Tune into their emotional field. Allow subtle impressions to emerge. Attunement is one of the most direct forms of telepathic practice. 3. Heart-centered stillness. Focuses awareness on the center of the chest. Why the heart? Because telepathy operates not through logic, but through emotion. The heart is the antenna. 6.2 Visualization. Creating the telepathic bridge. Visualization is where telepathy becomes intentional. The book presents one of its most powerful techniques. Golden light visualization. Sit comfortably. Imagine a warm golden light surrounding you. Let that light expand from your heart outward. Visualize the light extending toward the person you wish to connect with. See the 2 lights meeting in the space between you. Let impressions, feelings, and images flow. This visualization teaches the mind to focus, open, connect intentionally, receive impressions clearly. It is one of the safest, most grounded techniques for beginners. Small Blue Diamond 6.3 Energetic Connection Exercises. These techniques deepen your telepathic sensitivity. 1. Breath synchronization. Imagine breathing with another person. Same rhythm, same energy flow, same emotional calm. This alignment opens the mind. 2. Visualizing energy waves. Picture thoughts as radiant waves moving across an ocean. As the waves approach, ask, what emotion does this carry? What memory? What intention? This strengthens symbolic telepathy. 3. Sensory awareness. Telepathy often arrives as temperature shifts, tingles, emotional waves, sudden images, intuitive impulses. By training sensory awareness, you catch subtle messages quickly. The book emphasizes telepathy is not about force. It is about receptivity, not controlling thoughts, but listening to the silence between them. Chapter 7. The Role of Intuition. Intuition is the language of telepathy. You cannot separate the two. This chapter explains intuition through 3 essential layers. Small Blue Diamond 7.1 Intuition as inner knowing. Intuition is immediate, nonverbal, nonlinear, emotionally charged, symbolically rich. It bypasses the rational mind and comes from the subconscious, the emotional body, shared consciousness, ancestral memory, subtle perception. Examples of intuitive telepathy include knowing someone's mood before they speak, sensing danger ahead of time, feeling pulled toward or away from someone, receiving symbolic images during meditation, thinking of someone moments before they message you. Intuition is the receiver. Telepathy is the signal. 7.2 How Intuition Guides Connection. Intuition helps you sense which impressions are telepathic, distinguish real signals from imagination, interpret emotional undertones, understand symbolic telepathic messages, follow inner guidance toward deeper connection. The book explains most telepathy feels like intuition at first. The difference is repetition, clarity, and emotional alignment. Small Blue Diamond 7.3 Strengthening the Intuitive Mind. Exercises include 1. Emotional tracking. Pause throughout the day and ask, is this feeling mine? Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's telepathic. 2. Image recognition. Observe sudden mental images. People, places, symbols, memories. These often arrive telepathically. 3. Sensation mapping. Note bodily sensations during moments of strong intuition. This sharpens telepathic bodily awareness. 4. Inner dialogue practice. Telepathy often begins as subtle internal sentences. Practice listening to them without judgment. 5. Synchronicity tracking. Write down coincidences and intuitive hits. Patterns emerge quickly. Part 3. Expansion of telepathic connection. Part 3 is where the book transitions from practice into expansion, where personal telepathy becomes interpersonal connection, where intuitive awareness becomes shared emotional experience, and where the future of telepathic communication is explored with humility, imagination, and grounded spirituality. Chapter 8. Connecting with Others. If earlier chapters taught you how telepathy works within yourself, your memories, intuition, dreams, and inner stillness, this chapter explains how telepathic connection emerges between people. Telepathy is, at its heart, relational, emotional, empathetic, co-created. It does not arise in isolation. It arises in the spaces between us. This chapter reveals 3 layers of human connection: emotional attunement, energetic synchronization, interpersonal telepathic resonance. Let's explore each layer. Small Blue Diamond 8.1 Emotional attunement, the foundation of shared mind. Telepathy cannot occur without emotional resonance. When 2 people feel safe, open, aligned, and emotionally present, their energetic fields synchronize naturally. Emotional attunement is when you sense someone's mood instantly, when silence feels like communication, when presence alone creates understanding, when you just know what someone is thinking. Attunement happens when you care, you listen deeply, you feel with, not about someone. Your nervous systems harmonize, your emotional energies intertwine. The book emphasizes love is the strongest telepathic amplifier. Not romantic love necessarily, but love as an openness, compassion, mutual safety, and emotional presence. Small Blue Diamond 8.2 Energetic synchronization, matching frequencies. Energetic synchronization is the next stage of telepathic connection. It occurs when 2 people begin to vibrate on similar emotional frequencies. Examples include longtime couples finishing each other's sentences, parents sensing their children's distress instantly, close friends having simultaneous thoughts, twins sharing emotional states across distance. spiritual partners experiencing mirrored dreams. Synchronization deepens through shared meditation, shared silence, shared intention, shared vulnerability, shared life experiences. The book explains that telepathic bonds naturally strengthen when people trust one another, spend meaningful time together, share honest emotional expression, allow themselves to be seen. Energetic synchronization is not forced. It grows through relationship, softness, and presence. Small Blue Diamond 8.3 Interpersonal Telepathy, Communication Beyond Words. Once emotional attunement and energetic synchronization are present, telepathic experiences emerge naturally. These may include 1. Emotional telepathy. Feeling someone's emotions without them expressing anything. You sense joy, fear, sadness, or excitement as if it were your own. 2. Thought impression telepathy. Receiving subtle impressions such as an image, a word, a symbol, an intuitive sentence. Not loud, not overwhelming, just soft, quiet, and felt. 3. Symbolic telepathy, where communication arises in dreams, metaphors, shared imagery, synchronicities, repeated symbols. Two people speak in symbols the same way dreams do. 4. Distance telepathy, connection felt across miles. Thinking of someone right before they call. Feeling someone's emotional shift. Receiving intuitive messages during meditation. Distance does not weaken telepathy. Attachment, fear, and ego do. Small Blue Diamond 8.4 Safe Telepathic Practices. The book stresses ethical clarity. Telepathy must never be about invading privacy, controlling others, extracting information, influencing decisions, forcing connection. Healthy telepathy honors boundaries, consent, emotional safety. The most powerful telepathic moments arise when both individuals are open, willing, emotionally aligned, mutually attuned. Telepathy is partnership, not power. Small Blue Diamond 8.5 Strengthening Telepathic Bonds with People You Love. The book outlines practices that deepen telepathic connection. Shared meditation. Sit in silence together. Breathe together. Synchronized presence. This aligns both nervous systems and makes telepathy easier. Heart-to-heart breathing. Imagine breathing through the heart center. Send and receive emotional warmth. Build co-regulation. Mutual visualization. Picture each other surrounded by light. Allow impressions to rise naturally. Do not force anything. Shared dream intentions. Before sleep, set a shared intention. Let us meet in clarity. Let our subconscious communicate. This invites dream telepathy. Emotional honesty. Telepathy thrives in emotional truth. When masks drop, resonance appears. Small Blue Diamond 8.6 When telepathic connections intensify. Sometimes telepathic bonds become stronger during crises, deep love, grief, major life transitions, spiritual awakenings, long-term separation, ancestral healing. These moments amplify emotional energy, making telepathic signals louder and more vivid. The book reassures. This is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of connection. Strong telepathic sensitivity is a natural response to powerful bonds. 9.3 Collective Consciousness, a telepathic humanity. Imagine shared compassion across cultures. Unspoken emotional unity in crisis. Intuitive collective decision-making. Empathy as the default language. Subconscious synchrony in communities. The book suggests we may be evolving into a more interconnected species, emotionally, psychically, energetically. Evidence from global events shows people feeling the same emotions simultaneously. Collective dreams. Synchronized anxieties or hopes. Global intuitive waves. This is proto-telepathy on a species level. We are already sensing each other unconsciously. Conscious telepathy is the next step. Small Blue Diamond 9. For the ethical future. The book emphasizes, with increased telepathic ability comes increased responsibility. Future humanity must cultivate emotional maturity, compassion, respect for boundaries, integrity, non-invasiveness, spiritual humility. Telepathy without ethics leads to chaos. Telepathy with compassion leads to collective awakening. The future depends on which path humanity chooses. Chapter 10. Embracing the Unknown. Conclusion. The final chapter is a gentle, poetic reflection that brings the entire journey together. It invites you to release certainty and open to mystery. Because telepathy is not a system to master. It is a relationship with the unseen. The chapter leaves you with several profound truths. Small Blue Diamond 10.1 Telepathy begins in stillness. You become telepathic not by trying, but by softening. Softening the mind. Softening the ego. Softening expectations. Softening fear. Telepathy is revealed, not forced. Small Blue Diamond 10.2 Telepathy is a return, not a discovery. The book speaks beautifully here. You are not learning something new. You are remembering something ancient. Telepathy is woven into intuition, love, memory, dreams, presence, emotional sensitivity. You have been doing it your whole life. Small Blue Diamond 10.3 Telepathy is connection itself. Telepathy is the quiet understanding between two souls, the emotional thread between hearts, the shared dream of loved ones, the intuitive pulse that travels across oceans, the memory that awakens simultaneously in two minds, the inner knowing that someone is calling to you. Telepathy is not separate from life. It is life. Small Blue Diamond 10.4 Mystery is the final teacher. The book's closing message is simple and powerful. You don't need to understand everything. You only need to stay open, because telepathy grows in curiosity, compassion, presence, emotional honesty, spiritual humility. Let the unknown guide you. Let your intuition speak. Let connection unfold naturally. The conclusion ends with a reminder. Telepathy is the quiet language of a connected universe. And you are part of that connection, always. A complete summary of all chapters in Remote Connection. As we reach the end of Remote Connection, telepathy across distance and time, a clear truth emerges. Telepathy is not a supernatural skill. It is a natural expression of human connection. Something we all experience, yet rarely name. Something ancient, intuitive, and deeply woven into the nature of consciousness. This closing summary brings together every chapter, highlighting the core ideas and insights of your journey through this book. Let us revisit the path we've walked. Glowing Star Introduction. Awakening to the Possibility. The book opens by challenging the assumption that thoughts are locked inside the mind. It proposes instead that emotions travel, intuition is real, connection exists beyond words, and subtle communication happens constantly. Moments of coincidence, inner knowing, or sudden emotional shifts are not accidents. They are signals. The introduction establishes the central theme. Distance does not diminish connection, awareness does. Milky Way Chapter 1. Telepathy is a human experience. This chapter establishes telepathy as a universal phenomenon across cultures and history. We learn that telepathy is emotional resonance, intuitive insight, silent understanding, subconscious sharing. From ancient Egypt to indigenous wisdom to Jung's collective unconscious, the message is consistent. Human minds are linked by an invisible web. Telepathy is not loud or dramatic. It is subtle, quiet, and felt like a whisper beneath thought. Crystal Ball Chapter 2. How Thoughts Travel. Thoughts move through 1. Mental vibrations. Every thought has a frequency. When two people resonate, thoughts can travel effortlessly. 2. Shared consciousness. We are not isolated minds. We are waves within the same ocean. Telepathy happens when two waves harmonize. 3. Quantum-like interactions. While not literal quantum physics, the analogy helps. Reality already allows non-local connection. Consciousness might do the same. This chapter teaches that telepathy is not magic, it is resonance. Crescent Moon Chapter 3. Dreams as Gateways. Dreams free the mind from physical limits. In dreams, telepathy becomes easier. Lucid dreams. Bring awareness into the dream state and you create a space where minds can meet symbolically or emotionally. Shared dreams. Two people dreaming similar scenes or emotions often reflect deep subconscious telepathic ties. Dream interpretation. Dreams speak in symbols. Interpreting them helps decode telepathic impressions. Dreams are not random. They are portals to deeper connection. Mantelpiece Clock Chapter 4. Déjà vu and Nonlinear Time. Déjà vu is explored as memory overlap, timeline convergence, subconscious recognition, intuitive connection. This chapter suggests that the mind may sense across time as easily as across distance, and déjà vu may reflect moments when emotional or telepathic alignment becomes heightened. Time, like consciousness, may be more fluid than we assume. Brain Chapter 5. Memory and Telepathic Bonds. Memory becomes the emotional anchor of telepathy. Collective memory. Shared ancestral or cultural memory creates deep resonance between individuals. Personal memory. When you remember someone intensely, you touch the emotional thread connecting you to them. Memory retrieval techniques. Meditation, journaling, visualization, and intention setting help awaken dormant telepathic pathways. Memory is not a record. It is a bridge. Windface Chapter 6. Techniques to Enhance Telepathy. This chapter is the practical center of the book. It teaches that telepathy requires inner quiet, openness, and emotional clarity. Key methods include 1. Meditation. To reduce static and expand intuitive senses. 2. Visualization. Golden light visualization creates a telepathic bridge between minds. 3. Energetic attunement exercises. Breath synchronization. Shared stillness. Energy wave sensing. These practices strengthen the mind's ability to send and receive subtle signals. Nazar Amulet Chapter 7. Intuition, the core of telepathy. Intuition is telepathy's language. It shows up as sudden knowing, emotional shifts, symbolic impressions, bodily sensations, inner images or thoughts. This chapter teaches how to distinguish telepathic intuition from imagination by tracking emotions, recognizing symbolic patterns, noticing recurring sensations, observing synchronicities. Intuition makes telepathy possible. It is the inner receiver tuning to the signal. Revolving Hearts Chapter 8. Telepathic connection between people. This chapter explains the interpersonal dimension of telepathy. Telepathy grows through emotional attunement, deep presence, and mutual understanding. Energetic synchronization. When emotional frequencies match, shared experience, love, grief, intimacy, or long friendship create powerful resonance. It also emphasizes ethical practice, consent, safety, emotional respect, non-invasiveness. Telepathy is not control, it is connection. Globe with Meridians Chapter 9. The Future of Telepathy. Telepathy is framed not as a supernatural ability, but as an evolutionary step in human consciousness. The book suggests humanity is moving toward higher empathy, collective awareness, emotional sensitivity, intuitive intelligence. Technology mimics telepathy externally. Consciousness mirrors it internally. Ultimately, telepathy may become a shared human capacity, a way of feeling each other across distance, cultures, and generations. Crescent Moon Chapter 10. Embracing the Unknown. The final chapter brings the journey full circle. Its core messages. 1. Telepathy begins in stillness. You cannot force it, you can only open to it. 2. Telepathy is remembering, not learning. It is a return to your natural state of connection. 3. Telepathy is the language of unity. It is the felt understanding between souls. 4. Mystery is essential. You do not need certainty. You need openness, curiosity, and presence. The book ends with an invitation. Stay aware. Stay connected. Stay receptive to the quiet signals beneath ordinary life. Because telepathy is not rare. It is everywhere. In dreams, in memory, in love, in intuition, in silence.
It has always been with you.
And it will continue to unfold as long as you remain open to the unseen. As we come to the end of this journey through remote connection, telepathy across distance and time, take a slow breath and let everything you've heard settle gently into your awareness. Because this wasn't simply a book. It was a mirror, a reminder, a quiet awakening to something you have always known, but perhaps forgotten. That connection is your birthright. Telepathy is not a gift for the chosen few. It is the subtle language of your heart. It lives in the way you sense someone's emotions without a word, in the way a memory of a person arrives just when they're thinking of you, in the dreams that pull you toward people you love, in the intuition that whispers truth before the mind understands it. Throughout this journey, you've explored the unseen pathways of the mind, the vibrations of thought, the bridges of memory, the portals of dreaming, the fluidity of time, and the deep resonance that forms between souls. And now, as these pages close, the invitation is simple. Stay open, stay aware, stay connected, because telepathy is not something you practice once. It is something that grows with you, breath by breath, moment by moment. Every time you choose stillness over noise, curiosity over fear, compassion over distance, you strengthen that invisible thread between yourself and the people who matter most. Perhaps after listening to this, you'll notice subtle things you didn't notice before. A sudden emotion that isn't yours, a thought that feels shared, a dream that feels like a meeting, a memory that returns like a signal, or a quiet knowing that arrives without explanation. When those moments arise, don't push them away. Don't question them into silence. Instead, acknowledge them gently. I feel the connection. I am listening. I am open. Because that openness is all it takes. The future of telepathic connection isn't about learning new techniques or unlocking hidden powers. It's about remembering the truth you have carried all along. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Your mind, your heart, your consciousness is part of something vast, intimate, and profoundly interconnected. So, as you step back into your daily life, take this with you. When you think of someone with love, that love reaches them. When you hold someone in your heart, they feel it. When you dream of someone, a part of them is dreaming of you. When your intuition calls, trust that it's guiding you toward deeper connection. You are part of an infinite web, a field of consciousness woven across time, memory, and soul. This book was only a doorway into that field. The real journey begins now, as you live your life with greater presence, deeper listening, and a heart open to the unseen. Thank you for sharing this space today. Thank you for your attention, your openness, your presence. Wherever you are in the world right now, know that you are connected to all who seek truth, inner stillness, and deeper understanding. And if this experience resonated with you, if it touched something quiet and true inside you, we invite you to continue this journey with us. If you enjoyed this audiobook and you want more journeys into consciousness, inner peace, and the mysteries of the mind, make sure to heavy checkmark subscribe to Library Studio Audiobook. Heavy checkmark turn on notifications so you never miss a new release. Heavy checkmark like and share this audiobook to support the channel. Heavy checkmark leave a comment about your experience. We'd love to hear your reflections. At Library Studio Audiobook, we bring you transformative nonfiction audiobooks, deep explorations of the inner world, spiritual insights and psychological wisdom, calm, soothing narration made for stillness and reflection. Your support helps us create more content that nourishes the mind and uplifts the soul. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of this space. And until we meet again, may your thoughts be gentle, your intuition clear, and your connections deeper than ever before. We'll see you in the next journey. Only on Library Studio Audiobook.